today I'm going to give you a little bit of a run through of the Handstand at Home program from the intermediate part 1 skill development session. We're going to start things off with bunny hops. What you're thinking about with these is trying to get your shoulders directly over your wrists, keep your arms nice and straight, jump your hips up towards the ceiling and keep your feet together. Next up, we've got wall handstand. You want to make sure that you are conserving enough energy to be able to get down safely and only going as close to the wall as you can while still being able to get down safely. So that means not collapsing your arms or your shoulders forward. So you're going to step your feet up the wall as high as you can and aim to go into a straight body position. If you can hold that nice and securely, you can walk your hands towards the wall. Tuck, handstand hold. Stack up your height so that your knees are elevated. Your heels are pulled in towards your glutes. And then you want to try to aim to make a straight line from wrists through your shoulders and up your spine into your hips. So that might mean that you need to elevate, if you're doing this on a couch or a bench or a chair, you might need to elevate your surface of your knees. So you're going to hold that, getting your hands as close to the couch or bench as you can, while still maintaining that straight line from wrists through shoulders and hips. We're trying not to let those shoulders collapse forwards. Next up, we've got donkey kick. So this is where we keep our arms on our ears to start off with. You're stepping forward, bending that front knee, and then you're pressing through that front leg, keeping your back leg straight, putting your hands down on the ground and trying to get a little hop. So this might be a big hop or a little hop, depends on where you're at. The goal here is just to practice keeping a straight line, or as straight a line as you can, from your wrists through your shoulders, through your hip, and to that back heel. So the heel that is leading up as you kick into that half handstand. So we're going to be doing about 10 reps here. So they don't need to be big. We're not trying to balance. We're trying to drill that entry and exit with arms on ears. Next up, we're going to move into some lower body strengthening. So you're going to start off with a superset of Romanian deadlifts paired with reverse hypers. We're going to do 3 rounds of this superset. First exercise, you can use bands or dumbbells or a barbell, depending on what you've got handy. You can even use kettlebells. You're going to go for 8 to 10 reps, ensuring that you keep a slight bend in your knees and your back is set, so you don't want to hunch as you lower your upper body down towards the ground and you push your hips backwards. Pairing that with reverse hyper, so you want to do this on a bench or a couch or a chair, whatever you've got handy. You want to have the end of the bench or the chair where your hips hinge. You're going to straighten your legs out behind you, and because we are working on gymnastics based skills, we're going to keep our legs straight and our ankles squeezed together. You're going to do 8 to 10 reps here where you're just lifting your heels up to make a straight line with your hips. So we're going to do 3 rounds of this superset. Then we're moving on to hip thrust. So you can use the same bench. You're going to set your shoulders up on the edge of the bench, feet are hip width apart and flat on the floor. We're going to keep our spine straight and our eyes are going to be looking straight ahead the whole time. We don't let our eyes look up at the ceiling. So keep your chin tucked. We're just lifting hips up to make a straight line from your shoulders through your hips to your knees. We're not trying to hyperextend that back and get our hips as high as we can. We're doing 10 to 12 reps here. If you find this easy, you can add a booty band around your knees or you can pop a weight on your hips. You're going to pair this with 8 to 10 reps of goblet squat. So you can do this with any kind of weight you have handy. You can use, obviously, plates, dumbbells, kettlebells, or a barbell if you have any of those. But if you don't, you can do this with like a water bottle, a backpack, cans of food, whatever you've got that does weigh a little bit. As you're lowering down to the floor, you want to press your knees out so they're in line with your middle toe. Push your hips back and keep your chest nice and tall so that your elbows don't drop. So you got 3 rounds of your hip thrust paired with goblet squats. Next up, we're moving on to superset number 3, which is side plank for 20 seconds each side, paired with front support leg raises. With your side plank, you can do this either on a bent bottom knee, 2 straight legs with your feet staggered, or as shown in this video, 2 straight legs with your feet stacked. Keep your elbow directly underneath your supporting shoulder and stretch the free arm up towards the ceiling. We're trying to keep our hips pressed forward, so there's no bend at the front of your hips. You want to keep your bottom side of your body as high off the floor as you can. Then you're going to go into front support or push-up position. Leg raises, we're doing 10 each leg. Here you want to have shoulders over elbows, arms nice and straight, hands shoulder width apart, and a straight line from shoulders through your hips, through your ribs, down to your heel. You're going to keep that straight line as you lift your leg. This is going to help develop that heel drive that you need to get into a handstand, and also the line that we're looking for in a handstand. So as that leg lifts, you should feel your glute and hamstring turning on to lift that leg. Your ribs and belly button should not drop, and your hips should not lift in order to lift that leg up. So that straight line from shoulders through to ankle needs to be maintained the whole time. You've got 3 rounds of this superset, and then you are done. Thanks for giving this training session a go. If you'd like to see more, you can purchase the Handstand at Home program through the link in my bio. Comment if you have any questions. Feel free to get in touch.